Hello everyone, Russell Wright from Network Empire and ThemeZoom.com. I want to extend my appreciation for everyone joining us today. This is going to be a fantastic webinar, and we are fortunate to have both ThemeZoom architect Sue Bell and Domain Web Studio creator and software developer Matt Cruz on the call today at the same time, which is really quite a special treat. Many of you know me as Russell from ThemeZoom. Those of you who are new, who are not familiar with our software, you're going to get the grand tour today. This is a monster enterprise WordPress and website empire building technology. So as you can imagine, we pretty much have to have a 9-day intensive training to fully educate our students and team members on this application. So trying to get through it in 2 hours is a bit of a push. We were just talking about how, which features we want to focus on. And every week we focus on something just a little bit different. But this week we're going to give you a general tour because the consensus seems to be, just show us what it does and explain what the purpose of it is. So if you have any questions, Sue, our Q&A lines are open. They can chat and type right in there. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. So be advised that we do try to answer the questions when they come, but sometimes we wait until the question and answer sessions, until we have the space to do that when Matt gets through his general introduction. And if we don't answer all of your questions today, we do keep those and we try to answer the questions in other areas in our membership site and everywhere else. So with no further ado, I'm just going to step out of the way and let Matt jump right in. We're going to try to end this by 3 o'clock our time and keep the webinar to 2 hours. So thank you very much for joining us. And Matt, let's go for it.
Excellent. Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm going to take you through the suite, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to start with looking at the end result. So essentially what we'll do today is why DWS, why do we have to go through this whole motion, why have we created software to basically build and promote our websites. So the whole idea is we're going to create a broadcasting network, and in order to broadcast and syndicate our content all the way around the web, we needed a system to actually manage the syndication process and the promotion process. And we also need a system to manage building the websites to get to this point. Now what's great about DWS is no matter what you build, every single site that you build has a unique point to it. And basically what this does is, with the syndication and promotion, it looks at all the stuff that you built in DWS, all the content, all the keywords, the competition, it looks at everything, and it creates a custom promotional blueprint for you. Like you can see these images over here. It tells you basically for the month how long your promotion is going to run. You can see the costs for new content in the red line, in the yellow line. That's if you're using repurposed content. You can see month by month exactly when a task must be done, how many tasks, what it's going to cost you for new content, what it's going to cost you for repurposed content, and you can actually see the difference, the savings you're making. So what's fantastic about this whole thing is it creates a network for your entire site structured website for every single page or keyword that you're targeting, and it's syndicated across the web. So you have multiple different platforms promoting a specific page within your site, pushing PageRank back in and helping get rank for it. Now what's interesting about the way things work with silo architecture is that you can get ranked for far fewer inbound links, even up to 90% less inbound links than your competitors are actually using. And that is a very, very important point of this whole story, because that saves you a lot of money. And also it means when you are doing your syndication and promotion, you can be more focused and you can target the places where your clients are, or your prospects, or the people you're targeting are. And what the whole system does is that basically does it for you automatically. So if you're targeting 4,000 keywords, it'll create your promotional plan literally in 10 seconds for every single keyword for the full length of time that you need to promote the keyword. But I'll show you more of that shortly. So basically here are a few of the pains we've basically removed with building the system. You don't have to figure out what to do next. You just follow the process all the way through from step 1 all the way to the end. There's no more losing control of your team, no more getting lost in specific promotional tasks, No more worrying about which anchor text to use, no more worrying about over-optimization penalties, no more worrying about losing spreadsheets, tasks, peoples, keywords, user logins, all that kind of stuff, and no more losing your promotional and social account details. Okay, so basically, when we speak about broadcasting, and it's you everywhere now, the way the system works is we create a promotional plan over here, right? Then, when we set up a promotional plan, we basically assign tasks to our team. The team will then go off and create the multimedia in all the different formats that you're promoting in. We can then quality control what we're doing. If it fails, we can send it back to the team to correct it and push it out to correct in the right format. If it passes, we can then go to publishing this. The publishing then gets put on the web, so the actual promotion goes live on the web. And as soon as it goes live, we feed it through the custom DWS one feed to rule them all system, which then syndicates this across the web in multiple media formats. And this gives us the end result of your website with every single keyword in it that is spread across the web where your target audience is at. Okay. So with DWS, you get a stackable system. And the stackable system is supported by 3 core components. You've got DWS, the Main Web Studio, which is the project management suite. We've got the Network Empire stackable system, which is the business process. And then we've got the members area, which is the Network Empire training. So with the suite, you get a whole package. You get training, you get a stackable system that you can repeat time and time and time again. It's an evergreen system. And then you've got the actual tool, the suite that actually supports the training and the system. And that basically gives us the whole suite. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop across to DWS and actually show you the suite. Okay. So scale that there. So yeah, I've logged into DWS. I just want to refresh this page to make sure I don't have to log in again. And the way DWS works is when you log in for the first time, you basically get your empires. Okay. And the concept of an empire is basically an empire consists of multiple components. So when I look at the house clearance empire and open it up, I've got 2 sites, one for professional cleaning and one for cleaning services. I'm targeting different segments of the market. Now, from the home screen, we can actually go and drop into any part of the process from start to the finish point. So you can see you've got the silo framework, the keyword DNA, our team, communicating with the team if we're using team. Now, DWS, you can be a one-man band, or you can actually work with a team of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people. Where we write our content, where we publish and export our blueprint to make it go live, and then we promote sites. So basically, to access into the system, you click on any of these links and you can go straight into the workflow. But before I do that, essentially you need to create a site. And what you do is just go home and click on empires, or you simply click on create new empire. When you do this, you can actually create your empire. If you want to add a new site, you simply click on this link, and when I do that, what it's going to do is going to show us how to add a new site to this empire. So that will be site number 3. Now, here we can see all our sites we've built so far. So when we click on add new site, it brings up this form where we define our global business rules. And this is a very, very, very important form, because this is where we define exactly what we want to do with this particular site. And this is where we put in our global variables, not only for our website, for the promotion part of things, but also for the business rules. And this is really important. So as we walk through this form, the first thing it asks us for is, what is our primary target keyword? So the keyword that you want to get ranked for is what you're putting over there. If you've got a website, you simply fill in the URL. If you've got a blog, you fill in the blog. You give your project a name. It can be a free text field. You can call your project name whatever you want. We ask you what's the purpose of the site. So is it lead generation? What type of site is it? In our advanced training, we go through the different type of rings. So yes, you can build multiple different ring sites using the system. I won't go into that right now because that's a whole lesson just on its own. We then specify the search engine we go target, and we've got to list all the Google search engines all around the world. And then we define the currency. Okay, what currency are we going to be actually working in? Now, The next important part is site silo settings, and by default we've got set default settings, and typically what this does is it gives us the ability to segment the data sets we import in, the keyword data sets. It gives the ability to actually segment them, and the system will tell you this is a silo category, this is a category, or this is a supporting article category. And if you thought of a market, and we looked at debt, for example, debt would be the biggest keyword in the market. That will be the keyword with the most competing pages, the most difficult to get ranked for. And typically those will be silos, okay? But when we take the word debt and we break it down into segments, we might get credit card debt, bad debt, all those kind of things. We can define the range of competing pages that basically allows us to define the categories. So when we look at this, all we're saying is all the keywords that are greater than 1 million pages competing phrase match are equal to silos. Anything between 1 million and 350,000 qualifies as a category level keyword, and anything less than 350,000 qualifies as a supporting keyword. And by doing this, this helps us map out and structure our website silo architecture. Okay, it helps us get the architecture right, and it makes it very easy for us to use in the next screen, which you'll see. The next thing we're doing here is our promotional costs. What does it cost us for one backlink, and what does it cost us to write one article? And by filling in these numbers, we actually can get an indication of how much it's going to cost us to build out this website, as well as promote it. Now we get to site conversion rules, and this is probably the most important block in the whole package, because this is where we actually look at the keyword retargeting, we look at the amount of traffic that will come from the search engines, we factor in our on-page conversions, and if we're doing back office sales, we can factor that in as well, or affiliate sales, we can factor that in, and by punching these numbers and then putting in our average profit, we can actually see not only how much traffic we need to drive per month to meet our financial goals, but throughout the whole system will actually say to us if the keyword is profitable or not. And it gives us a perspective of what we're dealing with. So if I fill this in, as I fill in this form, I'm basically saying 25% of the people that do a search will click on my link if I'm positions 1, 2, or 3 in the search engines, and they'll land on the page that's linked to that listing in the search engines. Of the 25%, 1%, excuse me, 1% will actually take an action. They will actually fill in a form, they'll buy something, or they'll do something. Okay. If we're doing back office sales or affiliate sales, typically you're driving leads to a business, and these leads come in, and you ask the salespeople, okay, out of every 10 leads, how many do you convert? They'll come to the number 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. And depending on what number they say, that's going to be the percentage that you put in there. So if we put an 80% over there, then what this does is it influences the whole conversion ratio, and it tells us roughly if you're going to make profit or not. Conversion rates for opt-in lists, you can actually put that in there, and on our export it'll tell you roughly how much opt-ins that page potentially would earn if that was the average. And then what's your average profit that you make per sale. Okay, so by keying that in, it gives us really good information. Then it says what's our budget. Now if you're building a site for yourself, you can put that number high. Okay, you don't have to worry about it too much. But if you're working with a client and they've only got £10,000 and that's their entire budget, then put it in. And that's very important, because all of a sudden you're going to start seeing the keywords that they just can't promote right now. It makes it very clear to you. So then you can go back to your client, you can speak to them, and you can say, look, obviously you want to get ranked for this keyword. This is something we have to revisit later on down the line. But right now at this point in time, you need to get your structure up, you need to get your content right, and we have to focus on this keyword at a later time. It's just too competitive and out of your reach at this point in time. And you can have really good conversations with the clients, because now you can explain to them and you can show them what is working and what's not. Your monthly goal, okay. If you're building a website, why are you doing it? You want to create money. This is the whole point of actually promoting and marketing, is to actually drive lead sales or create conversions in some form or another. And you should tie it to a financial figure. That's your flag in the ground, that's your goal, that's what you want to achieve. And by doing that, what the system then says to you is, okay, we're going to need 50 sales to achieve our financial goal. Every one person out of 100 will actually buy something. Therefore, we need 5,000 people coming to our site every single month that are unique. If we got an 80% conversion out of a year, then we actually need to drive 6,250 people to our website to make us meet these financial goals. And this is one of the core components that DWS is built up of. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go back to the home screen, and I'm just going to jump straight into the Silo framework. But before I do that, I'd like to open up the doors just for 10 minutes just to answer one or two questions with regards to the screen we're on there. Actually, I'll just open that screen again so we can look at it.
So far, we don't have any questions.
Okay, is everyone cool with that?
I think so.
Okay, good. So I must have explained it well. Right. So go to our screen. I'm going to open up an Empire. And in this Empire, I'm actually going to open up the cleaning services. I'm going to click on the Silo framework. Silo framework is step one. This is the beginning point, okay? And this is where we're going to actually design the structure of the whole website. I'm just waiting for the screen to load. The screen shares always slow things up. Now this is a really cool screen. It took Sunai and Russell a very long time to design this whole screen so it becomes intuitive but easy to work and to really rapidly map out site architecture. So what we've got here, okay, this is our workflow. The Silo framework, DNA braid, the team manager screen, the content writer screen, the website blueprint where we actually build the website and we actually export it out, and then our promotional plan. And basically this is where you follow the system. From the left, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. You just run through the motions and you follow the bouncing ball, you write your content, you feed everything into the system as you require it, and that's when at the time you come to promote, you've got everything in place and you don't actually have to go back and think, what have I done, have I forgot something? Just work through the process, fill in the gaps, and then when you come to promote, everything's in place. And this is where you can start outsourcing and save yourself a lot of time. So on the screen, the way this works basically is you got the keyword decision screen, we got the import keyword data tab, and what we've done is we've created a universal importer for DWS. And we've got multiple tools here that allow you to actually import in different data sets from different keyword tools. Now, we need to stress here at this point, you've got to use phrase match and you want to use Google data. You don't want to be using data from Bing or any other type of data center. Okay, we've built the system around Google because they give you the most search volume and all our numbers and calculations are based on Google. So if you're using Bing data, then we're basically putting a disclaimers over here saying that your numbers will not work out nicely because they give you totally different numbers and we're not sure where they're getting those numbers from. That's just basically where it boils down to. With the business rules and filters, this is where you can come in and update and tweak out the rules that you set when you created your site. So if things are changing, you can come and modify the settings over here to adjust it accordingly. Excuse me. Then what we have here on the screen is we can show how many keywords we want to see on the screen. We can define what's the average page rank, and this is a very, very important one. When you enter into a market, type your primary keyword in and go and look at what the top 5 websites page rank is, and then take the average. If you're dealing with a page rank of 1, 2, or 3, it'll be pretty easy. But as soon as you start getting to 4, 5, 6, and 7s, your costs are going to increase dramatically, and you're also going to have a longer time. You're going to have to fight for that slot. Okay, there's going to be a lot of promotion work, and you're going to have to be patient, and it's going to take the time to actually drive through the whole thing. If you want to make changes to the blueprint, you can simply click on this link, and this will take you to an advanced screen where you can actually move things around, you can delete things, and you can modify the actual silo structure over here. So when we get down to this block over here, this is the silo grid, and what we've got in here is our silo structure. So we can click on that and we can see there's our silo. We've mapped it out. And under office cleaning, you can see how we've mapped it out. And what we have here is the first layer is your silos. Then we have the categories that define that silo. And then in this layer here, we have the supporting articles that define a category. Now when we look at this, it tells a whole story. So when we talk about office cleaning, we're talking about commercial, cleaning businesses, cleaning companies, industrial cleaning, and contract cleaning. They're all related to office. When we drop into commercial cleaning, we're talking about window cleaning, cleaning services, carpet cleaning, cleaners, and cleaning service. Okay, and this all defines what commercial cleaning is all about. Now, the way this works is once we've imported our keywords into the system, we can apply filters to give us keywords. So if you're looking for keywords that just have carpet in, for example, you just type it in. This is a wildcard keyword. So anything that has a carpet with a prefix or suffix word, it will show it up after over here. You can basically do searches by ranges, and you can do searches by silo type. You can also do searches between costs if you want. Okay. What we got here is the keyword grid. Now this is all the keywords we bring in. This is what comes up here, and you can see we've got 538 keywords. Now what's different about DWS is the way we rank, filter, and sort the keywords out. And typically, most type of tools, you'll just get a list of keywords, and these keywords will have search volume and competing pages. What makes DWS specifically unique is we've taken your business rules and we're actually applying it to every single keyword. And with our private algorithms, we actually work out, first of all, in this column we can see the commercial intent. We can see if it's a silo, a category, or supporting article. And with this little icon over here, we can click on this, we can actually look at the quality of this keyword and what makes this keyword a good keyword. So I'll just go through the column headers quickly here. This one here has a keyword quality score icon. This keywords will be updated compared to the search volume and the other results. This defines what type of keyword it is. This is our commercial intent keywords. So when you see the dollar signs, it's got a high commercial intent. When it's a dollar note and some coins, it's got a medium. And I want to look here and see if there's no commercial intent, it's typically an educational keyword. And this helps us clearly define exactly what we want to do. Okay, so this column here is just all keywords we brought in. The CMP is equal to our competing pages. SV is the search volume. And if you hover over the icon, it actually tells you what it is. Okay. Now, this is the conversions. If we owned the keyword cleaning and we're in positions 1, 2, or 3, typically we'll get 3,750 conversions to our website every single month. This means that someone's taken action. The time to rank, TTR is time to rank. It'll take us 23 months to get ranked for this keyword that is 61 million pages phrase match. The system tells us we need about 493 backlinks, okay? SSA's suggested supporting articles. If we're targeting the keyword cleaning, what this tells us here under the SSA is roughly we're going to need 23 keywords underneath this one. So in our structure, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can either have 23 if the market allows it. If the market's not that wide and we've only got X amount of categories, we can make up the 23 number using supporting articles that define the categories. Okay, the cost is calculated by the amount of backlinks plus one article, okay, because we're talking about an individual page in our site structure. And then the revenue per month, this column basically looks at how much money will we make if we achieve that position, and these work out to be true. And it tells us the value of that keyword. So you can see if you own cleaning, that keyword's worth a lot of money to your business. Okay. The next we got is 2M. Okay, this is what I make back my revenue in 2 months. So when I'm ranked for the keyword, and it's not factoring in the time to get ranked. So from day one, 6 months later, you finally ranked. It's looking, will I make the money back that I've invested, the $12,000 here? Will it get made back within 2 months? And will it get made back within 12 months? Then finally, this icon in the BR is where basically we check all the rules and has it passed our business rules list. Okay. Now the business rules can be sitting on the keyword when we click on this icon over here, and we get the good quality score. Now this whole scorecard has been designed, and we call it the traffic to profit funnel. And what we're doing is we're essentially looking at the whole story. So you can see the colors match as we go through this process. We do 17 checks all the way through the whole system, and we actually check, does this keyword qualify? Okay, and we're looking at the traffic, the on-page conversions, your backlink and content development costs, your income potential, and then at the end we look at, is this keyword worth using? And you can see this one's got a 100% quality score. That's a good keyword. We'll make it to go down low in the lists, okay, and you'll start seeing this starts fighting on the business rules and all that kind of stuff. The quality score will decrease, and that's just a warning system for you to know that this keyword, no matter what you're going to do, you probably want to make conversions, i.e. probably there's not enough traffic, or there's a whole bunch of things going on. Now, in our business rules, we've created a little cool gadget, and this is called Golden Niche Identifier. And what this does is puts a little gold star next to keywords that basically you can set how many competing pages you want in phrase match, and you can say how much money the keyword is going to potentially earn you. So yeah, I've said, give me gold star next to everything that is less than 100,000 pages that can make more than $1,000 a month. And when we scroll down our list, very quickly we can identify that we have 2 golden niches. So cleaning London and end of tenancy cleaning are 2 golden niches. Now here we've got 86,000 pages phrase match, and that can make us $1,000 a month just on that keyword. That's a good keyword, and you can get ranked really, really quickly for that type of keyword. So this is the silo framework. Now the way it works is when you want to basically move the keywords in here, you simply click on the parent, the keyword you want to nest the keywords under. Once you do that, it will actually tell you at the top here what you clicked on. So if I click on window cleaning, when the screen refreshes, come on, when it refreshes, you see a whole bunch of bars will open up here on the screen. So yes, as you selected window cleaning, so this is our parent keyword, and any keywords we select from here will become the siblings of that parent. Okay, so typically you just select the keywords you want. You can go 1, 2, 10, it's up to you how many you want, and then you just say move to blueprint, and as soon as you click on that, those keywords will be removed from the keyword grid and they'll be pushed into silo framework. Just there, whack, it's all done. At the same time, we're going to step 2 now. We can actually select keywords and we say add them as primary synonym terms or add them as primary supporting keyword terms. And basically what it does is, this is where we build the break. And what we're essentially doing is we want to define what are the most important keywords that define the keyword we want to get ranked for. And we check 2 to 3 up to 5 at the most keywords that define it, and we build them into a system. Now what's cool, this is one of my favorite screens, and this is the silo framework blueprint. And when I open this up in a new tab, what this essentially does is it gives us a grid where we can actually see the keyword, and we can see which keywords we've got supporting keywords mapped to. So for example, we've got Windows cleaners over here, but we've not actually defined any DNA break keywords. The reason why we say DNA, because DNA basically means made up of. So when we look at this, right, when we look at window cleaning, we can see that window cleaning is defined by window cleaning services, professional window cleaning, and window cleaners. When we get into window cleaners, you could use window cleaner, window cleaners, cleaning windows, professional window cleaners. You can use different types of variations of the word in the synonymic form, and you bind to the keyword. And why do we do this? There's a few reasons. The reason why we do this is 1, we want synonymic relevance. 2, we want to have anchor text that's variating. but it's relevant to the primary keyword. And number 3, we're going to give our writers the keywords to use when they're writing our content. So this is why we do it at this stage. Okay, so this is a silent framework screen. This is really build out the whole website. Are there any questions on this before I move on to the next tab?
Is there a good rule of thumb for how many synonyms and supporting terms we should try to have for each keyword?
Yeah, I typically say keep it up to 3 to 5. Don't go nuts. Because what happens is at the end of the process, whatever synonyms you bind in the DNA process, they will get brought forward and they get used in the promotional plan. So your writers will be taking those words, they'll be writing them into content, and when you come to do promotion, they'll be used in anchor text linking back to the actual keyword that you're promoting, but also it'll be used by the writers again in the actual copy. So my rule of thumb, I typically look for 3 to 5. Sue, do you take more?
No, that's good. A lot of the there's a lot of other aspects out there on the internet. You're going to be happy if you stick to a total of 5 or less. I wouldn't go. Yeah, I'd say 3 to 5 is a good rule.
Any other keywords? Questions? Sorry, keywords.
Can you use the same keyword, supporting keyword, for multiple keywords?
Why would you want to do that? That's probably my response. There's no hard, fast rule saying you can't do it, but it makes me wonder, why would you use the same one all the way through?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a hard and fast rule. If you find yourself in a scenario, I know that there are certain, particularly certain markets where you end up wanting to use the same keyword. Generally speaking, it's within the same silo, and that's okay. I wouldn't go outside the silo because then you start to bleed your theme, but it's not anything hard or fast.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the market. The trust deed market was one of the things. It's a particular financial debt management industry, and there is only like 10 words that are the expert verbiage that define that industry. So you'll find that as you're talking about building up that silo, those words do sort of cross over onto each typical content or article that gets written.
Okay. That's it for now.
Okay, cool. So this next step is the DNA braid. This screen is essentially where we can refine what we built out in our silo framework. It works in the same principle where you simply click on the keyword you want to edit. It opens up the screen, and you can see everything that's going on there. So when you click on the first time, if I click on window cleaning, this will open up the window cleaning DNA screen. Okay. In the new version of DWS coming out shortly, the one tab we've removed from here, so you might see this tab now. In the new version, we've pulled it out because we're going to be automating that process later on. So this tab, you don't have to really worry about it, the competitor data tab. All we're going to have is the content tab. And in here, we can see the primary keyword, the time to rank. We can see the contextual keywords for this one, okay? And you can see that no synonyms added to the braid and no supporting keywords. So this is where you can also come and actually key in words. If there's nothing in your keyword grid, you can just type in the words that you want with one line like I've shown you there, and you can add them as synonyms or supporting keywords. It's a really fast way to actually edit screens instead of having to go and import keywords to get access to a keyword. You just type them in and publish your own code, it's all done. And that's how simple the screen is. There's nothing to it. The little red X, we can click on that, and that will just help you delete things. So if you click on that and there's any keywords, you simply check the ones you don't want, delete them, and it removes it from the system. So the DNA braid, the purpose of this whole screen is to really define the story. So when you're thinking about window cleaning, synonyms and supporting keywords that define window cleaning, those are the words you want to have there. But try and get words that got high search volume and they're highly relevant. TLKT is really good about it. TLKT is the last keyword tool, support by theme zoom, really great tool to find your supporting keywords. because they give you a high local aggregate relevance index. And what this does is it helps you see how closely tied a keyword is to the primary keyword that you're actually looking at. And you can use those in your story. So next what happens is we get into the team screen, and this is where we manage people. If you're a one-man band, you can manage your own time. If you've got a team, you can actually manage all your guys writing your content and doing the promotions for you from the screen. Just wait for the screen to load. Are there any more questions, Sue?
Not at this point.
I kind of lost you guys there. But this screen's cool. I really like the screen. When it loads up, I can see myself and I can see Jack Sparrow who works for me. Okay, this is just a fictitious guy for the presentation. And we can see in the green bar is the availability, and then in the red bar we can see how much work is assigned to Jack. On my one, you can see my availability and how much work is assigned to me. So you can see I'm totally over leveraged. Now when you look at my name, we get the little red alarm clock telling us that it's time to consider outsourcing, because I'm just totally swamped. I'm 138% overworked, whereas Jack is still got 67% capability. He's got much more capacity. So what's cool about this screen is we can essentially change the status. Okay, so I can go from trusted, trial, or review. In DWS, we give you a status where if you're a new guy, you can be on trial, when you're on review, and when you're trusted. And this helps people manage what work to give to certain people, especially if they're working with more than one person. If you're by yourself, then you don't have to really worry about it too much, because you're just going to be getting in and getting the job done. But what it's good about is when you click on the plus sign, it basically allows you to zoom into each project that you're actually working on. And you can see the keywords, and you can see how much work you've left to do. So on the online marketing one, we have 254 hours worth of work. So if you want to see what work we have, click on that task there. And this screen allows us to basically reallocate work from me to Jack. I can set the date, and then all I can do here is I can look at all these promotions we have to do. They'll be on schedule. You can see they've all got red flags all behind. I can basically select all that work there. Let's set this date to tomorrow, November 5th. And this is all the promotion. Yeah. And if I press submit, what's going to happen now is the page will refresh, and you'll see that my availability will decrease and Jack's will increase. And if you're working with outsourcers and they're messing around, basically on the screen reload, you can take work that's been assigned to them and you can reallocate it to someone else in an instant, so that your schedules and your timelines are not held up. And this is a very, very useful screen. Simple to use, but it makes things very efficient. We can take control of everything just by using the screen. So there you can see the tables have turned. I've got lots of availability. Jack is overworked now. So that's how easy it is to actually reallocate tasks in DWS. It's a very, very cool feature. So what we have here is we have the team availability. We can add a new team, and then we can also find outsourcing staff. We've just created a directory over here where you can get Fiverr gigs and all kinds of stuff. We've gone through all these services, and these are guys that are basically highly rated on the system. And typically when you click on the link, it'll take you exactly to the guys who do a calculation for OnlyWire or for Ping FM. The tasks are outlined in blue, and then the link takes you to the place that offers the service. So how much is your time worth? Do you want to mess around with things that cost you a fortune doing it yourself, or would you rather just pay someone $5, issue them a task, let them get on with it, and you carry on working on more important things? Okay, so that's the team screen. It's pretty simple. You got the availability, and then you can find more people to work with you to do specific micro tasks in your business. So the next thing we have is content writer. Now the content writer is a very, very powerful screen. This essentially is where we can define what type of content was written, who's going to write it, and when is it due by. And when you look at our system, as soon as the article is written, you get a little green tick. When it's not been ordered and assigned to anybody, you got a little red circle on it. If it has been assigned and is waiting to be written, I'll have a pen on it. So as we look at this little map over here, we've got a very nice visual presentation of what work is done, what is pending, and what's not been assigned. And in this instant on this project, we can see what's going on. So to assign content, you simply fill in this form, you select the writer, who's going to write the content, where it's going, what quality the writing is, how many words, how much time you allocate them, and what you're paying them to write that article. By default, DWS puts in your basic cost. Another cool feature is we've got the ability to add writing styles. So we can basically select this, and if I click on that and open up a new tab, what this does is it allows us to create our templates, our custom templates. So all we're going to do is simply fill in the form, save it. Usually we put a video in over here, copy it in from YouTube, and at the bottom we put in the writing style for painkiller articles, save it, and it gives us access to this later on in the system. Okay. So as we start ordering content, this little grid just shows us our silo structure again. And then it shows us who's the content around to, when it's due, what type of content, and whether it's written or not, whether it's been ordered. And we can actually see what's going on over here. Okay, so it's very, very simple to use. Now, when that guys write the content, it falls into current tasks, completed tasks, or all tasks, completed tasks, all. From these screens, we can actually say, okay, what work have we got for this month? And when we click on that link, the current task link, gives us, okay, we write an article for commercial cleaning. This has been assigned to Jack. And simply all we do now is bang, we click on the little icon, it opens up the WYSIWYG, the writer can come along, and he can write this article. Now, if we had done our DNA braid, and we added our synonyms and our supporting keywords, we'll see these words over here. Now, we've got this required. Okay, the reason why I put required in here is because you want to use a diverse synonymic set when you're writing your content. You want to have diverse anchor text, and you want to think through each page clearly, and then that helps you throughout the whole process of getting the best promotions out. The contextual DNA keywords, these are optional, and these are words that the writer can sprinkle into articles. So typically, when you see the required over here, it's just meaning, look, if you haven't done it, just go try and find the keywords best match commercial cleaning and stick them in so you can use them. Okay. Typical WYSIWYG, come along here, you just type, put your images and put your YouTube code in, do whatever you want. If you're going to use Word, click on the Word icon over here. What I want to tell you up front is that function that copies from Word, it removes all the MSO formatting from the actual Word document before pasting in, but it tries to keep your style that's in the Word document. So if you don't want the styling of Word, simply click on Source and paste the article in there, or use Notepad and paste it on top. Just be aware that if you use the Word function, it'll still mirror the Word documents formatting. Okay, so on the screen, we basically can fill in the page title. The system gives us our keywords for the metadata, and in our description, we'll write a description and an article synopsis for the article. We'll create the article. What happens is that article then gets pushed out of the workflow into completed, and it's ready to get published. Okay. These other screens are identical, and they basically follow the same process over here. Sue, do you want to say anything about this?
No, I don't think so. You're doing fine.
Sue's not there. Okay.
I'm not?
Are there any questions on the screen?
No. Nope, you're good, Matt.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you can hear Sue, but she is responding.
This is nice. Let's have a look here.
Hey, Matt, can you hear me?
What I'll do is I'll wait for Sue to come back on, and then we'll cover these questions at the end of the webinar. That'll probably be best. Right, so we've written our content. So create a solid framework, we've created an page, we've written our content. Now we're going to publish the content. We've created a plugin, and we have videos in our site for the Silo WordPress blog builder. And what it does is it gives you the ability to take all the information out of DWS and stick it into a WordPress blog, and it's rapid. You can basically build a whole website structure in seconds. It's just exceedingly fast. And in order to do that, we need to publish our website. Okay. So to publish your website, all you simply need to do is check, click publish, or if you don't want to publish things, check unpublish. Now, this whole website has been published. You can see with the blue upload icons all been published. And when you're in both sites with DWS, you can actually publish empty sites. When we say empty sites, it's sites without content in them. So what does that mean? It basically means that with DWS, you can go and create a silo-structured website for a client and charge them for the blueprint. You can give them the WordPress silo plugin and the XML file that you'll export out from the XML file over here. Go to your blog, import an XML file using the Silo blog builder, and that'll hoover everything in and create the whole site structure for you. Then all you got to do is tweak out the whole website. Well, not the whole website, just go tweak out the structure, where the menus are going to sit, and do what you have to do to optimize the website. Very simple, very cool. And another great feature about this function over here, another benefit is you can essentially build out a silo at a time. So let's say your team's still working on the rest of the site. You can actually publish those first 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes, get it online, get traffic into the site, and you can start driving that site and getting it up the rankings while the team's working on the next block. As they finish the next point, you can simply just come along and check off and publish and upload. And the plugin will not overwrite what's there, because it goes in one time and then it looks to see if it exists. It doesn't overwrite it. Okay. So that's just the website blueprint feature. And what's happened here is we've essentially gone and created a framework. We've found the best keywords to define each article in our site. We've told our team to do their work. They've gone and written the content. Everything's done. The content's written. Everything's been optimized. All the pictures have been put into the actual articles. Now we export everything out into XML. We take the XML file, which is our blueprint. We pull it into the WordPress blog using the WP Silo blog builder plugin. That builds the whole site within seconds, which then gives us the time to take the time to optimize and do all our call to actions and make the site look really nice, and then be ready to promote. So once we've got all our pages indexed, then we can start promoting. And this is us coming back to the end piece of the story. Okay. Now the promotional plan is a big module. It's made up of 7 core components. But essentially what happens is we go through a whole bunch of things, okay? Basically what we do is we set up the promotional plan, we define where we're going to promote, we then create the promotional plan. This is where we define what we're going to promote and what content we're going to write. Then we create our accounts where we're going to put up our account properties and we store the information, and then we start ordering our promotional content for the different media types. Once we've got that done, we're going to go then write it, publish it, put it on the live on the web, and then as soon as we've got it published on the web, we're going to take the URL where we published it, and we're going to put it back into DWS. That will tell us the task is done. That then in turn falls into our RSS feed out of DWS, which basically then re-syndicates content again and drives back into our backlinks. It's a very, very powerful promotional module. Just for the sake of time today, I just want to try to touch you before I get into this with regards to any questions. Sue, have you got any questions at all?
Not so far, Matt. Can you hear me now? Matt, can you hear me?
Hello, Matt. Can you hear us? Okay. So it looks like Matt has lost his ability to hear us, you guys. So we'll just go ahead and deal with this here for a second. Let me see if I can reach him through Skype.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be on Skype.
We should type in the screen here.
Right, seems like I've got some internet connection problems at the moment. Could someone just text me and just let me know if they can actually hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you guys talking back. That's strange.
Yeah, it is strange.
Okay. Sue, should I hand over the presentation to you and then just get back on the call? I think that'll probably be the best. Ah, there we go. Can you guys hear me?
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Ah, I can hear you back in again. That
Okay, good.
odd. Okay.
All right.
I was like, very, very quiet. What's going on? Sorry about it, folks.
That's okay.
Technical glitches.
So, I don't think we've had a couple of comments, but no, we don't have any further questions at this point if you want to just sally forward.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is the promotional plan, guys, and this is where we take everything that we've done. Now, when you actually think, when you've gone through the DWS process and actually think of all the information you collated and you gathered and all the research and the stuff you put into the system, as you get to this part of the process, this is where we take all that information and we start pushing it out to the web. Okay. Now, when we set up a promotional plan, what we do is we basically come along here and we look at what properties we want to promote on. Okay. And in the more advanced trainings, what we do is we basically take you through the whole process. We show you and we explain everything in detail. It's just from time constraints on the webinar, we can't go into too much detail about that. But basically, what we're doing here is we're putting in, okay, this is our URL. We know that's where we're publishing the website to. Okay. Then we come and start putting in our costs. What's the cost us for video? What's the cost us for press release? What's the cost us for directory submission? How much does new content cost us to create versus us repurposing content? Guys, repurposing content, basically when we use those words, what we're saying is we're taking a blog post from last month and we're putting it back, rewording it, reworking it slightly, republishing it again, using our assets. If we've got offline media that's not been on the web yet, we'll take that, modify it if it's in digital format, and we'll publish that. What's the cost us for backlinks? And we fill in a bit more information over here. And then once we've done that, we come to manage our promotional blueprint. Now this feature is super, super powerful because never before has been a way to give accountability to your client if you're working with clients, or even to yourself, where let's just say you got a website, 25 articles, and you need to basically come up with a plan. How do you prioritize what you're going to promote? How do you know what to promote first? How do you know where you should be promoting things and what type of promotion you can do? When I say types of promotions, I talk about video. Is it video? Is it the press release? Am I writing on blogs? What am I doing? Now, the promotional blueprint module basically calculates and figures this all out for us. So we get this screen that shows us our blueprint. It shows us which keywords are worth the most money to us. And we can come along and we can cherry pick what keywords we want to include or exclude from our promotional blueprint. And what this does, it gives us these charts which are really nice, where you can actually see month by month, week by week, what tasks you're doing, what the cost is for your content, and how much you can make using repurposed content. and you can see it in the grid below. So there's August, September, October, November, December. It's taken us all the way through the entire time. It's telling us how much units we have to build out and syndicate and promote. What are the costs and where we can make savings. So it's a very, very smart. Then we look at it from a promotional type, and we can actually start seeing, okay, we're going to do article directories, blog articles, social groups, forums, videos. And that's in August. We know exactly what type of promotion we're doing. So we're going to find where we can promote in those places. You can see again how many units, the costs, and how much money you can make. And then we look at keywords, and this is where things get very interesting. You can see how we back our way into the market. We do a lot of promotion on the low-hanging fruit, the supporting articles and categories up front, because usually their time to rank is less. Sorry, it's that drink of water. But as we get into the more difficult keywords, you can see the promotion sort of staggers off on the chart. It just lowers down. You can see it starts flatlining down here. And this is where we're typically dealing with the big keywords. So in this plan, the keywords I've selected, it's giving me the differences that we have to do. So we know exactly what we have to do, when we have to do it, week by week, month by month, and we can assign tasks to our team. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our third-party platform account. So with a bit of research, we're going to look at the market and we decide where we're going to promote these properties. And what we've done for you is we're giving you a place where you can actually store your username and passwords so you don't lose track of them. It's broken up by the core properties, and it's also broken up by the promotional properties. Now when we look at the promotional properties, we can see article directories, blog articles, and press releases. Okay. We then go to conversational promotions and social groups and social profiles. Then we go to branded local, and we can see year specific directory submissions. And what we're going to do is going to make accounts in all these places, because this is where we're going to put all the stuff out. Then we've got the media, YouTube, Vimeo, Blog TV, the important video sites, and then we've got the one-feed setup. And basically, you click this link, it takes you into the members area, and you can actually see how to set up the one-feed to rule them all. We also give you a private promotion properties place, which links directly across to this. You just fill this form in, and you can actually assign a property that's not in this list to this list and be private to your own account. Other people won't see it. So once we've created all our accounts and we're ready to promote, all we do is we click on the promotion that we want. So you can choose out of any of those promotions. So this is say, if you wanted to do conversational content, you could write it. If you do branding content, you click on that link and it gives you the same type of screen. You then come in and click all weeks. You say find and assign keywords. And this tells us that we've got 61 articles to write through the entire life cycle of the project. The same for blog articles and 2 press releases. All we have to do is simply select who's going to write the content and who's going to promote it. Say how many articles you want to write. So we're going to say we're going to do 10 and click assign. That's it, bang. It brings up this little screen. This goes to the writer when you actually assign the task to the writer. You can write your own content, you can drop a video, you can do what you want here. This is purely a template to help you clearly define what needs to get done. We click send instruction, and when you come back to the screen, basically it's taken that 51 and it's now 41 are required. And you can see it's gone to 20. But we've assigned 10 tasks to Jack Sparrow, sorry, it was to myself 10 tasks, and to Jack, who does a promotion, there's another 10 tasks assigned to him. But now we can see that Jack's totally overworked. It's time to get more guys in to help us. So the whole system manages your people, it manages your time, it manages your content, it manages all your complex metadata, it manages your silo structure. DWS manages the whole process for you to the finest detail all the way through the process. So typically what you do here is you go through you order your content, your writers will come and write the content, so they'll simply click on the work they have for this month. They'll write the promotion, same as before, click on the link, and when you come to write the promotion, what we do is we actually build out the URLs for you, and we give you two types of tracking. Sorry, URLs. You're going to have anchor text with tracking and anchor text without tracking. So if you click on the source code, if I paste this in here, there it's actually built the whole backlink to the specific page we're promoting within our site structure. It's designed for us there. And when we look at the source again, there we've got our backlink. It's all built out. It's got all the tracking UTMs in it that we need. So when the PKM model comes out, it will translate all the stuff when we bring back the Google data, analytics, and all that kind of stuff. Another feature that's cool for the promoters is if there's a primary article written, they can actually see the primary article and they can actually promote. Looking back at the primary, they can write a promotion to drive people back to the primary site. Now, what's important to remember is when it comes to promotion, we're selling the click. We want to get people away from where they're at, back to our website, back to our golden frame. And this is why we give you the two tabs so that the writers can actually see, okay, what was written, and now we have to promote. What do we write now? So once all that's done, okay, and it's all written, this thing goes to the publishing tasks. And when the guys who publish come along, they'll be given the content, they'll be given the backlinks, they'll be given everything they need. And simply all they do is they go to their account, they log in, they copy and paste that article into that place. They make the page look great. They put your banners in if they can. They put in your personal information. They pump out the whole page. When they're finished, all they're going to do is copy and paste the URL of that page and drop it into DWS to say, okay, I've done my task. And when they put the URL in and they press submit, that closes the ticket, and that's where the accountability comes in. We can start seeing how work is getting done in real time. So if you've got guys working all around the world, you can wake up the next morning and you see green tick, green tick, green tick, green tick, all this work has been done. It works really, really well. So then what happens is when you got the one feed, as these guys are publishing, it's hitting the one feed. This gets up once, but this one feed then is syndicating and promoting the content that's been published on the web. So if let's say we're doing a tourism site and the guys have published the article on TripAdvisor, they'll take the TripAdvisor URL, they'll drop into the one feed. The one feed then would send backlinks to TripAdvisor, and through the anchor text that you've left in the article, that will then link back to our primary website with exactly the right synonymic set that we need. Okay, and that's basically how the system works. It's a front-to-back system. You start step one, you work your way through two. If you don't have a team, you can skip that. You write your content, publish your website, promote your website. That's Domain Web Studio. This presentation is a lot shorter today, but I wanted to open up some time to have some questions. Typically, we tend to go with the questions into like the third hour, and I'm very aware of everybody's time, and we don't want to take up too much of their time. Sue, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I think you did a great job. We don't have too many questions coming in just yet. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yes, it's simple, guys. The trick about Domain Web Studio is not to overthink it. Don't get too technical. Don't overthink it. Just think, build up a silo framework, okay? That's the structure of the site. 2, write the synonym sets in. 3, write my content. 4, publish my website. 5, drive traffic to my website by promoting it. You do that and your site will rank. It's just a no-brainer. It works. Now obviously you're going to have to optimize and you're going to have to work on your conversions and all that kind of stuff. But it's better having your site live where you can actually start looking through analytics to see what's happening and how people are interacting and where they're dropping off in your site than actually trying to make the perfect site and never getting it online.
Okay, so I've got a couple of questions. The first one is Don saying that his head is still spinning with the promotional stuff, and maybe sometime in the future we can focus only on that promotion. I think that's a great idea. I think maybe we'll take a few of our weekly webinars and just focus on one of the 6 areas. Also, I want to let you know that inside the members area, we go through each one of these areas step by step. We've got like 20 videos in there or something along those lines. And we go into great depth in the promotional area, and if you don't know where that's at, Don, ping me an email or put a reference in the help desk and I'll shoot you that link. The next question is the keyword tool part of Domain Web Studio. That's not actually included. The keyword tool is not included as part of Domain Web Studio. You've got a couple of different options. If your market is more on a niche level, I would recommend the last keyword tool. And on the home page of Network Empire at the very bottom, we offer a bundle, a special priced bundle. And you might want to take advantage of that. The other option would be if you're trying to dominate a market, you might want to check out Kraken. We're having a Kraken webinar tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat place, if you want to join us for that, and I'll give you a tour around that tool. Next week we'll probably do a tour around the TLKT webinar, but we don't actually have that webinar up so that you can sign up for it yet. All right, lots of questions coming in. Will members have access to the coming video curation course? Russ, are you still there? Not at the moment. I think you're talking about the...
Yes, Sue, I'm here.
Good. Will has a question. He says, will members have access to the coming video curation course? And I'm thinking that he's meaning your Pinterest video course.
I think we already answered that. No, the video Pinterest is a different product price point because we were going to launch it as an independent product. Either that or we can raise everybody's membership cost. So I'm happy to take a survey on that because we're giving away WR2 information that Sue and Matt and I have held classified for the last 24 months. So that's our thinking on it. And we don't have a price point determined on what that will be, but we are willing to, we have talked about putting out a survey to get a sense of what's really needed. So far, the requests and the feedback has been very positive that people would essentially like us to reveal most of our, WR2 feeder site information, or what we call PinVid automation sites. I am curious if anybody on this call is very interested in this course. It's not our focus right now as a team. Our focus is on our primary softwares and the rest. So if you're interested in the PinVid WR2 automated blog network, how we build some of our secondary WR2 networks, will you please email me at russell@themezoom.com and let me know if you're interested in that, and more importantly, if you're interested in the video automation side of that for a 100% hands-free WR2 blog, or if you're more interested in primary video sites. And if you can help me determine what's important for you, then Matt and Sue and I can more appropriately determine what's important for the curriculum. Okay, I really appreciate that. So that should give you a little bit of answer. It's going to be somewhere between $97 and $300. We just haven't determined the price, and the price will be determined upon what you guys really need. The more that we give up on our automation stuff, the higher the price will be. Okay? Hopefully that makes a little sense. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, if you've got comments along those lines, either put in an entry on the help desk or send an email to talk to us at networkempire.com.
Also, an interesting question there, Sue, from Will. He said, is it possible to use DWS to rank YouTube videos first while waiting to rank the self-hosted video on your blog?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. The idea behind Domain Web Studio is actually to get your primary sites ranked, and a lot of what we do with that, particularly in the members area, we talk about how you can use videos to help you get your site ranked and help drive traffic. There are tricks that we have for helping you get your YouTube video ranked, such as the one that we gave away in the Local Leads Empire course, and we'll be doing more with that in upcoming classes. I'm trying to think. I don't think that we've really got too much about ranking a YouTube video per se in the members area at the moment. I think Domain Web Studio is overkill for getting your videos ranked. Just my humble opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with what Sue is saying here. There's an interesting mindset that I think the industry is, you'll see a lot of movement towards, and it's there in a lot of the third-party link building applications and a lot of the social applications, is you'll begin to see more and more that creating a page without a video on it will become less impactful in the marketplace. And it's not that you don't have content pages, but when it comes to your upper silo landing pages, my personal opinion is having non-dynamic silo landing pages, especially when they're associated with products, is a very bad idea. So if you have videos in no other places, you should have them on your silo landing page. Now, you might ask, there's major questions and decisions you have to ask yourself for your silo landing pages or for any pages on your website that you might want to have video. Whether or not you want to use YouTube for that, or whether you want to use another third-party kind of built-in, JS player or any of the other things that are out there. We'll talk about this in some other things that we're doing, and that depends profoundly on what your overall SEO and online traffic generation strategy is really about.
Yeah,
and it also depends profoundly upon what your primary business revenue model is.
Yeah.
For example, embedding a YouTube video on a silo landing page, which is a YouTube video tied to your YouTube channel, which corresponds with the website, and that website is also acknowledged in your Google dashboard, you're going to have an easier time, and you're going to get some kudos for embedding your own YouTube videos on your own pages in your site, you see? If you don't have that, our advice to ranking YouTube video is going to be very different. So the answer to your question is very singular. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on what your business model is. For example, if you ask me how to rank a YouTube video and you're talking about WR2 video Pinterest sites, I'm going to give you one answer. If you're talking about your WR1, it's going to be another answer. So there's no way for us to say here is the way that you rank a YouTube video. However, that being said, there's no reason that you can't consider a YouTube video through Domain Web Studio if you're absolutely certain that you just want to crush it with a video. Then I would run it through Domain Web Studio and treat the content that is the transcription on that video identically to everything else that Matt has said today. Because it's really the combination of the video and the content that's going to attract people to linking to that video and linking to the page that the video is on, which then gets you the plays to that video, which is embedded in YouTube, and then gets you higher ranking. It's a synergistic relationship.
Yeah, and if you want to use DWS specifically for that, you can create a site and have one keyword that you're targeting specifically for the video, and you can run through the promotion like that. So yeah, you can use the system to manage that type of promotion, but it is better to build it into your structure and think your structure through more effectively. When you're going, just like what Russell explained now, that's the better way of doing it.
Okay, we've got, to move on, we've got a couple of questions on ranking. And one is that JR was talking about his rankings have sunk over the course of the last couple of months, and what can you do to improve them link building wise? And there's a couple of things that I would say there. Your rankings are going to come easier if you've got a silo structure or some kind of thematic relevance within your website, and you've got basic SEO on your web pages. And if you do that, then the easiest thing to do is follow the promotional plan in Domain Web Studio to get your inbound links to improve your rankings. And the second question is about the latest Google change, which has to do a lot with the name and the URL, your keyword in your URL, and what that seems to have come down to the people that I've talked to who have been negatively impacted with the latest Google update. I think what they did is they included the URL domain name in an over-optimization penalty. So in other words, if you've got exactly the same keyword as your domain name and as the title on your home page and as the H1 tag on your home page, and you've just followed that keyword all the way down, then they seem to have penalized that. If you switch it up a little bit, go in and just change your title tag a little bit, change your H tag a little bit. On the sites where those things were not completely congruent, they were similar but not identical, those sites didn't seem to get hit. Now, it's a limited number of people that I've talked to so far. That's just my first impression. I haven't had any sites hit with it personally, so I can't speak to it. That's about all I can say at this juncture on that issue. Yeah?
No, I was going to say with the keyword URL story there, it's just the same shuffle they're doing now where they're trying to get rid of these spam sites that are just putting up. It's all these sniper blogs, these sniper type sites or auto sniper sites. It's focusing on that type of stuff. If you're using silo architecture, right, and you're using the DNA braid, essentially the DNA braid, you won't be caught foul to that. This is why we built the system in this way. So you can use the exact name domain story for the keyword you're targeting, but because of your DNA braid and the synonymic relationship you're creating when building out your site, you should not be impacted.
Okay, so JR came back and said specifically, what are you suggesting for getting inbound links? And all I can say to that is in our promotional plan, we've got a really diverse set of inbound links, predominantly off of third-party social media type sites. I wouldn't even say that they're all necessarily social media. It depends on how you define social media. But they're third-party sites that are popular and have page rank, and not all of them pass that page rank, but in my humble opinion, you want a little bit of diversity there. So if you put your keywords in, as we showed you on the silo framework, and you come to the promotion and syndication plan and you put your information in there, it goes through an elaborate algorithm to give you a suggested set of inbound links that doesn't have a footprint. In other words, it varies from month to month, it varies from week to week, and it's all over the board. And within that, it provides suggestions within certain types of frameworks, and then you get to decide the exact platform that you want to put the links in. So it's been designed with a lot of flexibility to allow you to target your market and to keep from getting a footprint.
Yeah, we're very, very aware of the footprint story and that human factor of choosing your own platform where you want to put it totally breaks any type of footprint. And also the way the anchor text variations happen dynamically for you in DWS. You're not using the same keyword all the time. You're using the synonymic set rather to get ranked for that page.
Kay asked if we have a test site built from start to finish using Domain Web Studio. Do we still have a test site up?
I actually took it down for local leads. I've been building out the local leads case study there.
That's what I thought.
So, yeah, it's in the process of, well, the test domain we use, we're always changing it up for the products and the promotions we're doing.
Right. Kay, if you shoot us an email at Talk to Us, let me just give you that email. Talk to us at networkempire.com. Then as soon as we get one back up online, I'll shoot it to you. We can have a chat about it. With regards to the Kraken, is there a new study guide rather than the 2009 one that's over in the members area? Yes. I've got a set of videos that I did specifically to integrate with Domain Web Studio, and that's in the members area underneath Phase 2 in the small business niche area. I can shoot you the link to that.
More coffee for sure.
Definitely. Okay. Oh, can you guys not hear us? I've had a couple people say that. Okay. All right, good.
Why don't check your mute button?
Okay, good. He's good. Is it better to have 10 promotional links from 4 sites or 10 sites to start? Goodness gracious.
I saw a case study come through the other day, Sue. I just want to speak on this issue with the promotion stuff. I won't give any names now, but we worked with another client the other day, and they basically did some sites, and they just did the site structure properly. And the way site structuring works, that took the guys up to page 2, and some of his keywords he targeted 40 keywords, and the majority of the keywords were on page 3, with about 10% being on page 1 and page 2, with no backlinks. The site got ranked all the way up there. So with the promotions, whether it's 10 or 4, I think the way to actually think about it is, where do I need to have the push on my website? Once you actually let the site run for a week or 2, once you actually got it live, and then you start promoting where you need to give it a push to bolster up those other keywords. That's typically how I go about looking at it, because then I've got the analytics, I've got the rankings, I can see where I need to focus on the site to start moving it forward again.
I actually would back all the way up and come at it from a completely different perspective. If this is a real website and I'm a real business owner, how am I going to promote that website? I'm going to go get a Facebook account. I'm going to go get a Twitter account. I'm going to start promoting my website on my own social platforms first, right? And then it's going to spread from there the way social viral stuff does. So that's what I would say. You want to run your feed through... Oh, we're getting quite a bit of feedback from somebody. Russ, maybe that's you? I would grab the feed from your blog and I would run it through your branded WRS1 social platforms. So in other words, all of the places, as you go through the promotion and syndication module, all of those places where you're actually going to have an account, those are the primary social platforms. Those are the first things that I do. And then I start bookmarking some of those Facebook things, and some of those Twitter things get retweeted, and it grows normally from there. And then once you've done that for a couple of weeks, you can start an inbound linking campaign, and it doesn't look so funky. If you start an inbound linking campaign right bang out the park, you haven't done anything from a social perspective, you don't have any traffic yet, there's nothing else going on, that would raise a flag to me if I were Google. So, yeah, anyway, I think that says it. All right. Okay, that's all the questions at this point. Shall we wrap this up?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Russ, are you there? Okay, I thought maybe he was having a few technical issues. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Hey, thank you so much, Matt, for your time today. I know it's getting really late there. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. It's been our pleasure to be able to talk to you and share our thoughts with you today. And we will be back same bat time tomorrow to talk about Kraken. And we will see you guys then.
Thanks a lot, guys, for coming on, and we'll see you later.
Ciao.
Cheers, mate.